Published on June 22, 2024 at 12 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time by Kelly Coffee Barons. While serving her 10-year sentence for her role in her mother's murder, Gypsy Rose Blanchard, 32, became engaged to Ken Urker, 31. But soon after the drama, The Act, which starred Joey King as Gypsy Rose, was made available to the public, Ken ended things because of the publicity and increased scrutiny. After that, she married Ryan Anderson. However, the couple separated earlier this year. Ever since, Gypsy and Ken have reconciled. Some fans are now arguing that there is a double standard from the public respecting both relationships and individuals as they follow the breakup of Gypsy and Ryan and the renewed romance between Gypsy and Ken. Following criticism of Ryan Anderson by supporters who praised Ken Urker, a social media user pointed out the double standard. What bothers me is how many times I have seen people focus on Ryan being weird and creepy because he reached out to a girl and married her in prison. But I almost never see that same energy with Ken, said the person. Did Ken not do the exact same thing? For the record, he did indeed do so. Gypsy was called by Ryan and Ken following their viewing of the 2017 documentary Mommy Dead and Dearest. For whatever reason, though, supporters frequently overlook this and target Ryan, not Ken, only for the way he got to know the ex-convict. Gypsy claimed that after Ken sent her a letter of support, they began exchanging letters on a weekly basis. We quickly became friends, she said to E! News. We began speaking on the phone not too long after that. On the phone, we would converse for hours. I spoke with him as though we had been friends for ages, and vice versa. In 2019, Gypsy and Ken eventually became engaged. However, Ken ended things quickly. Gypsy later married Ryan, but the couple divorced 30 months after Gypsy's parole release. Why is a double standard applicable? The social media user then conjectured as to why this would be, pointing to Ryan's appearance as well as the fact that Ken called off their engagement while Ryan proceeded with marrying Gypsy. I just feel like there's a double standard when it comes to Ryan's Ken, mainly the whole he is creepy for trying to get with a prisoner who killed her mom, etc., they stated. But I am not seeing the same energy about Ken, at least not as often. They ended by mentioning Lifetime's documentary series, Gypsy Rose, Life After Lockup, and said, I know Ryan is in the spotlight right now because of the series, but still, they should be judged the same way if they did the exact same thing. Do fans feel the same way? After reading the social media posts, many other fans took to the comments section to express their opinions, including one user who admitted that while they do not even think it is necessarily creepy to reach out to someone in prison, the reason Ryan is receiving backlash is due to his controlling and overbearing behavior that is shown in the docuseries. For those who haven't seen the Lifetime project yet, Ryan has come under fire for a number of his encounters with Gypsy. One such interaction occurred the night after Gypsy was released, during which he rubbed all on her and seemed to be solely interested in having sex. The social media user continued. She even had to tell him to shut up when he literally became angry and tried to take the phone from her during a crucial phone call with her pedo, alluding to a moment in the first episode. Several other social media users also brought up the issue that, as Ryan is the one featured in the docuseries, he is getting hate mail more frequently than Ken. Ken will also be involved in the project, according to Lifetime, but he won't show up until later episodes, probably after Gypsy and Ryan decide to call it quits on their marriage. In reaction to the post about the double standard, one social media user stated, I don't disagree, but I think a lot of the dislike for Ryan is flat out because we've seen him in interviews. We've seen him boss her around and act controlling and possessive of Gypsy. We haven't seen Ken do that yet, so people are likely willing to give him more of a chance to prove himself at this point, they stated. Also, Ken apparently backed out of an engagement with her already, so that could be seen as him not trying to become famous off her, etc. Fans feel they cannot make an opinion about Ken Urker until they see more of him in the Lifetime docuseries, because they have only seen a few live footage that Gypsy has uploaded to her social media pages. On social media, someone wrote, "Ken is an enigma. The information we have on him is limited to what we know about her time in prison. He broke up with her not long after they declared their engagement, and he's done a good job of avoiding the spotlight thus far. I have no knowledge of Ken. He hasn't appeared on the show yet," another commenter said.